As you join, please switch on your cameras, all of you. Anshika, Harshit Raj, Roshan Sen Gupta. Switch on your camera. Agrita. So, good afternoon, everyone. We were doing the chapter banking latest trends, and in that we have discussed about NEFT and RTGS. Okay. We have also discussed about electronic banking, e-banking, that is meaning, features, advantages, disadvantages, and we were doing about the electronic fund transfer system, that is forms of e-banking. And in that, we have done electronic fund transfer system. Then we also did about automatic teller machine, that is ATM. Then we did about debit card, credit card. In debit card, we did about the meaning and features. In credit card also, we did about meaning and features. Even you can get the questions from that, like that, what is the difference between debit card and credit card? So likewise, you can get the question, okay? And I hope it is clear to everybody from the syllabus Again, I'm repeating it from the syllabus. I think it is clear that in the second chapter, that is fixed and working capital, in that capital structure, though it is not there in the, it is not directly mentioned in the syllabus, but indirectly it is there, and it is the most important part, because you can see that capital structure states the proportion of debt and equity. Okay, so we are learning about debt capital, we are learning about equity capital in the third chapter. And when you will find trading on equity in almost all the if you will find that when we were doing the advantages of preference shares, advantages of equity shares, and all that disadvantages of preference shares and equity shares, everywhere we were talking about trading on equity. So that is the most important topic, and I cannot exclude that. Okay, indirectly it can be asked, though directly it is not mentioned, but that is a part. So again, I'm repeating that, please, if the question will come on capital structure, you please don't say that it is not in the syllabus, and it will not come. Okay, so capital structure, factors affecting capital structure, that is the important part, and we cannot leave that. Okay, that we will have to do it. And the distinction between bonus shares and right shares, that you can exclude. It is not there, only meaning will be asked. There is no problem in that. And other short-term sources of funds, only meaning will be there, like factoring, installment payment system, public deposits and all. No advantages and disadvantages will not be asked. Okay, that I have excluded, because once you know the concept, easily you can understand the merits and demerits. There is no problem in that. If it will come also, if it comes also in your board examination, then also you will be able to do. Okay, so many times the things are not written directly, but here it has been specifically written meaning only. So at least you know the meaning. So if you know the meaning, you can make out the features, you can make out the advantages and disadvantages also, even the differences also, if you know the meaning. So here at least the core part you are studying. That is why it is not necessary to study about the advantages and disadvantages. As you know the meaning, automatically you can answer these questions. We are doing it in the meaning only. Okay, so as a way of advantages and disadvantages, it will not be asked. Okay, and banking latest trend, IMPS, most of you are not having the book. Okay, Harshit, just you please send me once more. Okay, that which you have sent, no, it is not very much clear. You please send me once more so that I can send it to everybody. Okay, in the group, I'll tell Jolly sir to send it in the group so that everybody will have, no, and I will make you all write also a few things in that so that you can understand. So let me complete this banking latest trend. After completing this bank draft and all, then I will take up this. Tomorrow I will take up this IMPS. Only meaning and features are there. Rest nothing is there. Okay. So these things are there. Now, we were doing about mobile banking. Okay. We have to do today mobile banking, and most of you very well know about these services, mobile banking, how it is operated. Okay. These mobile banking, how it is operated. You know, mobile banking, you know, for the mobile banking, at least a person should have a smartphone, because on normal phones, mobile banking facility is not available. So you can say that it is a facility, a service provided by the bank or other financial institutions, okay, that allows its customer to conduct financial transactions. It allows the customers to conduct the financial transactions through their mobile phones or through their tab. Many instruments are like that, tablet, smartphones and all that. So it all comes under mobile only. Mobile means what? Means the instrument that can be carried from one place to another. So even for conducting all these transactions, for communicating with each other, we can carry this set from one place to another. So here the mobile banking means the services which are provided by the banks and the financial institutions in which the customers can carry on the banking transactions over their smartphones or tablet. All these, this is mostly we are talking about mobile banking. So we will take the term smartphones or tablet. Okay, mobile. We are focusing on mobile. Now, there are certain things, all old data that is being given in your book. Okay. So, because you see, I don't know whether in your new edition it has been given, because my book is absolutely old edition, which I took this book in 2017. So new edition, I have not taken it. If there are any changes, you can just carry on with those changes. Okay. Over here, if you see, there are normally number of mobile banking users, payment, you can say, number of mobile banking payment till, according to the new data, till 2019, it is normally about 6.2 billion. 6.2 billion. You can note it down somewhere over there. Number of mobile banking payment means number of payments through mobile banking in India, our country, that is up to 2019, it is 6.2 billion. Okay, number of mobile banking payments till 2019, it is 6.2 billion. Okay. So this is the data. I think it is overall. And out of this, digital banking system, about 1.9 billion, 1.9 billion Indian used this, okay, digital banking, and that is going to increase to 2.5 billion in the year 2024. Okay, so you can note it down, that data also. 1.9 billion Indian, they are using digital banking, that is mobile banking, and that is going to increase to normally 2.5 billion in the year 2024. That is being expected. Okay, because day by day the popularity is increasing. Previously, we used to get the smartphones on which all these transactions are possible. It was very costly, isn't it? More than 10,000, 20,000, like that in the beginning when it came. Okay, but nowadays, even in 6,000, 6,000, you can get smartphones. Okay, and where all these functions can be operated. So even the people of low income group, even they can also purchase the smartphones to carry on the transactions. And it will be possible only that it should increase the number of mobile banking and all these types of services should increase only when the instruments that are required to carry on these transactions, if it will be that is, if it can be purchased by the low income group people, then only these transactions can be carried on by everybody. Okay, that is why in village area we are not having proper network. So that is why the people, those who are living in those village areas with the low income group, they are not able to purchase these mobile phones. If they have also the mobile phones or proper network, then also they are not that much literate, computer literate, so that they can understand, or you can say mobile literacy, they don't have that, all the functions to operate those things. Okay, so these things are very much necessary, that proper smartphones should be there to carry on all those transactions. Then proper network should be there, okay, to carry on these transactions. Many times, we try to make the payments, but the payment is failed because of the improper network. Okay, so proper network should be there, and even the person should be able to use those things, the functions, should be able to understand those functions properly, how step by step he or she has to move. Okay, because it is within a second, the amount can be transferred to somebody else's account also. So that is why we have to take a proper care. Okay, so you can say over here that mobile has made up our life very, very easy. It is not only for communicating with each other, but yes, even almost most of the banking transactions now we are carrying on through mobile. Now it has become very, very easy, isn't it? We are paying all those electricity bills, we are paying all those fees, any type of bills. telephone recharge or TV recharge or electricity bills or transferring the money in the account or purchasing we can even use those transactions. We can even carry on purchasing and selling of transactions on this basis. All informations we are getting. Even the messages also through SMS alert, if you see, that is also a part of mobile banking only. SMS alerts that we get on our mobile phones, because this is the device which we carry with us every time we carry. And whenever a message comes, we can immediately get the information that whether the account has been debited or credited and what is the reason for getting the account books debited and credited. Okay, all those alert can be, we can get alert that is given by RBI or our bank branch, anything related to that, any information we can get easily on our mobile phones through SMS. Okay, so these things are there which has made our life very, very easy through mobile banking. So you can see mobile banking and SMS alert, it's the same thing. For getting the SMS, we have to give our phone number. There is a registered phone number, no, with which your bank account is being registered. Whenever you will open a bank account, you will have to give a phone number, all the personal details. Your Aadhaar card number also should be linked with that account. Okay, so that it can be checked easily, because in your Aadhaar card, if your Aadhaar card number is linked with the bank account, no, now all the banks have made it compulsory to get your account, get it linked by Aadhaar card, so that as they will put the Aadhaar card number, all the full details that will come. Okay, so these are the facilities that we can avail. We have to give our number, registered number, to the bank, and the bank will keep that number as a registered number, and all the important informations that will be sent through SMS to our mobile phones. Okay, and we can get alert with all those messages. Okay, immediately we'll get all the informations about how much payment we have made, how much purchases we have made, how much electricity bill we have paid, or how much telephone recharge we have paid, and how much money that has been deducted from our account. Even if 1 rupee amount, even if you make the payment, immediately you get the information, isn't it? 1 rupee amount, even if you make a payment, immediately you get a message that 1 rupee is being debited from your account. So all these informations are provided, and you know the bank charges some interest for providing these services, and it varies from bank to bank. Okay, even the nationalized bank, they have different charges, and the private banks, they have different charges. Okay, so all these things are there related to mobile banking and SMS banking. You know very well, so many things are there related to that. Now, what can you say that how it is advantageous and how it is disadvantageous? Mobile banking, it is advantageous in many terms. Okay, it saves our time, money, energy. We don't have to move from one place to another. Sitting at one place, we can use a device and we can make all those payments very easily. It is very easy and comfortable to make the payment. Okay, easily we can view our accounts. Okay, we get even the e-statement, account statement. We can even check the account statement. All e-passbook we are getting, isn't it? On the phone only, we can just verify all those things very easily. Any loan payment installment is there, that we can make the payment easily through that, and immediately we will get the message regarding that. So all these things are there. No, it has made our life so easy. And we don't have to go to the bank for every now and then. Even RTGS and NEFT facilities are also available online. Okay, even this immediate payment transfer system, that is also available. That is, online facilities are available. So all that is through phone only, no? Okay, so we are using all these facilities with the help of phone. Now that device has become indispensable for us, isn't it? But we have to be very, very careful also. These are the advantages, but what are the disadvantages which are attached with that? There are many disadvantages also. You can see that you see, these types of facilities are available only on smartphones. On a normal phone, these types of facilities will not be available. So nowadays, whatever the information which is given in your book, no, that is related to 2015-16, okay? But nowadays, if you see, it is easily available. And even in the village area, the people, they are using smartphones because now the price has been decreased. Okay, easily they can get in 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, easily they are getting smartphones. Okay, of different companies are there available, they are providing at low cost. So there is no problem. Okay, they can get, but still the people, if they can get also, still we cannot say that everybody is having that smartphone. Okay, so there is a drawback related to that, this facility is available only on smartphones. On normal phones, much of the facilities we cannot avail, only SMS and all we can get, informations we can get. But to carry on all those payments function, purchasing function, all that we cannot conduct on our ordinary mobile phones. Okay, so this is one of the drawback which is related to that. Then most of the people, those who have the mobile phones, even it's really very difficult for them to learn that, the method, and what are the other measures that they have to understand, how to save themselves, okay, protect themselves, okay, from all these malpractices which are going under the cyber crime, isn't it? Hacking and all. So we are not that much literate to understand those things, and by mistake we give all our details, isn't it? So these things happen. And you know, all these touch screen system, sometimes we know if we don't want also to touch that particular, by mistake if it is touched, and normally some wrong information and wrong messages, or the money can be transferred in some wrong account also. So these types of things are also attached with this, okay, which is not, if we go to the bank and carry on these transactions, then these types of problems will not be there. But still, it is indispensable and we are using all these. So these things are there, okay, related to mobile banking and SMS banking. All details are there. You can read, many more things are available. Many new things are available. You all are using this mobile phones for conducting all these transactions. Different types of things, facilities are available day by day. The functions are being increased. Okay, like this immediate transfer system, no, it was introduced in 2010. Why? Because just to transfer the payments instantly. Previously, it was only RTGS and NEFT. Okay. Nowadays, even RTGS and NEFT, it was not only, it was at that time only offline facility. But nowadays, even online facilities available for RTGS and NEFT. Even this demand draft, bank draft, what we are going to study now, the bank draft, firstly, we had to go to the bank, fill up the form and get that bank draft by paying a nominal charge for that. But nowadays, even we can get the e-bank draft. Electronically, we can get the bank draft. Online, we can fill up the form, and online, we can get that facility. So now we don't have to just go to the bank and be a part of that long queue. No need to visit. And it has become so easy that we can conduct all those transactions over here on mobile phones. So this is the facility. Now we have a bank draft. We have a bank draft. Now, sorry, before telling this bank draft, you may ask, though it is not very much important, if you see under hurdles in mobile banking, page number 79 in my book, it is given. Forces favor mobile banking, and there are certain points after a line, it's written on right hand side, hurdles in mobile banking. Is it there? Under that, if you see, first one, it's clear, transaction cap, it is given. That is, cap means limit. Write down over there, limit. Because normally that word is used by banking sectors. Okay, cap. Upper limit, lower limit, all these limits are being given. No, like normally how much amount we can withdraw in a day from ATM machine? 20,000. Okay. 3 times 20, 20, 20,000 we can withdraw. So these are the limits that has been made. Okay. Because suppose if this limit is not made, then only one person is going to withdraw all the money from the ATM machine. Then what about the other people? Okay. So that is why these limits have been made. Okay. So that is called as transaction cap limit, which is not in the case of when you go offline and when you go to the bank to withdraw money. These types of conditions are not there. Okay. You can withdraw any limit of amount by filling up the form, going to the bank and verifying all those details and withdrawing money from the bank. Is it clear to everybody? Okay. So these things are there. There are certain facilities which are available only when we go to the bank, when we visit to the bank. And there are certain facilities which we can avail. Most of the facilities we are availing when we are there at home with our mobile phones. So it can be easily managed. Now, what is bank draft? Have you ever heard of bank draft? See, the format is given over here of bank draft. Normally, a time has come now. If you will have to take the admission in different colleges, they will say that you bring a bank draft. Okay, you bring a bank draft. Now, this online payment system, which is getting more and more popular, and even this RTGS and NEFT, which has become more and more popular these days, as well as the introduction of IMPS, Immediate Payment Service System, due to which the demand for this bank draft has been reduced. Okay. Now, easily the payments can be made through our mobile phones, through RTGS and NEFT also. Okay. Only when the limit crosses the RTGS, crosses the NEFT and all. Likewise, it depends on the banks to banks. Then only the situations are there that they go to the bank for getting this bank draft. But even this facility is also available that e-form can be filled up for getting the bank draft. Okay. Now, what is this bank draft? Anybody knows about bank draft? Anybody knows about? Harshit, do you know bank draft? What is bank draft?
Yes, Miss, little bit I know.
Yes, what do you know?
Miss, it is a type of a pass through which anyone can send a money to a particular person or a firm or company. Miss, if it will be lost, then also no one can use it. The money will go to a particular person only.
Because it is paid in the name of that particular person. That is why it is of no use if anybody gets also.
Yes, miss.
It is paid in order or in the name of that particular bank or name of the particular person whose name that is being mentioned over there. So only that person can collect. That is correct. Prasannata Gupta, do you know anything about bank draft? Have you got this bank draft made from the bank anytime?
No, miss.
No.
Miss, I have not seen that bank draft. Maybe my father has seen.
Okay. See, it is, you can say it is a financial instrument. Okay. It is a financial instrument that helps in, okay, transferring the money from one bank account to the other bank account. Okay. Or from one place to another place. Okay, you can say that it is a financial instrument that is used to remit the money from one place to another. Okay, one place to another. It is not necessary that it will be from one bank to another bank, but it can be from one place to another. That is why the word has been used, one place to another place. Now, what is this bank draft? If it will be asked, you will have to write certain keywords. Okay. So what keywords you will write? That bank draft is a check drawn Okay, bank draft, in the beginning only, there are lines, you can underline those lines. A bank draft is a check drawn by a bank. This is bank draft. Check drawn on its own bank or another bank. Okay, check drawn on its own bank or another bank. Okay, it is a check drawn. So what is the word? Check drawn is the keyword. Okay, on its own branch, own bank or own branch, you can write. Own branch, own branch, or another bank in favor, another bank in favor of the third party. Third party is the another keyword. So here what will be the keyword? Check drawn, okay, on its own branch or another bank branch in favor of the third party. So what is the another keyword? Third party is another keyword. Another bank, own branch, check drawn. All these are what? Keywords which you have to mention. Please underline them in the book. Now it is payable to the person named in it. Payable to a person named in it. The name of the person, okay, named in it, or to his order. Or to his order. So, person named in it or to his order. This is another keyword that should be there when you are defining the bank draft. Okay. That is why nobody can use, because it can be encashed by only a person whose name is mentioned in that, as well as it can be the name of any bank also. It can be the name of any institution also, any person. Okay. To his order. To his order, or in the name of that particular person. Okay. To him only that draft, that bank draft will be given. Okay. And one more thing which is very important, it is always payable on demand. Always payable on. It is always payable on demand. Okay. So these are the keywords that you have to mention it when you are going to define what is bank draft. Okay. What is bank draft? So it is a check which is drawn by the bank on its own branch or another bank in favor of the third party, payable to a person whose name is mentioned in it or to his order. And it is always payable on demand. That is why it is called as demand draft also. This bank draft is also called as demand draft because it is payable on demand. Okay, only this much you have to write. Rest all other things, that is the procedure. Like when you'll go to the bank, bank will give you a form, you'll have to fill up the form. Then you will have to give that form along with a charge. There are specific charges which are charged by the bank. It varies from bank to bank. Okay. And you will have to deposit that to the bank. And after some time, means maybe on that particular date only, they will give you. Okay. Within half an hour or 1 hour, they will give you back the demand draft. Okay, with that particular amount. All that in that form you will have to mention it, that in whose name you are going to just make the payment. So that name that has to be mentioned, how much amount that is to be paid, that is to be mentioned. Okay, so all these things that has to be mentioned over there, okay, in that form, and then you will just give that form to the bank and you will get back that demand draft. Okay, it can be called as demand draft also, it can be called as bank draft also. I think it's clear to everybody. There are certain features given over here. The money can be transferred from one place to another. It is very easy and very safe method, as it cannot be taken up by anybody. It's not like a bearer check that anybody can encash it. Okay. Then bank charges some commission. Of course, bank will charge some commission for providing the bank draft to the customer. And there is no danger of dishonor of this bank draft. No danger of dishonor. Dishonor, I hope you all understand. Okay. It will not be cancelled. Okay. It will not be cancelled. It cannot be dishonored. Now, online services are also available for getting this bank draft. Easily, people can get the bank draft or make the payment through RTGS, NEFT. So many facilities are available. Okay. So all this is about the RTGS, sorry, about the bank draft. So now we have completed all these things, all these SMS banking, mobile banking, core banking solution, tele banking, then bank draft, all these things. Many more methods have been developed, which we are using all those things over here, okay, which has made our life so easy, but still we have to be very, very careful in using these types of facilities, because as they are very advantageous for us, there are so many merits, but along with that, there are few demerits also, which we have to take care of. And if we will take care of all those demerits, then of course, freely we will be able to conduct the transactions, carry on the transactions through online, okay, by using these mobile phones or computers. Now, normally, when mobile banking, when it was started, now most of the people, they are doing almost all the transactions. I'm talking about the normal individual, like we. If we are the customers, most of the transactions which all these are, we carry it with our mobile phones only. But there are certain business concerns, okay? They are conducting all these transactions through their personal computers, okay? Like big business concerns are there, number of transactions are there, okay? Large number of payments and receipts are there. So all these things they are conducting through that is personal computers. So skilled people are appointed to carry on all these transactions. And you know, all these online payment system, online transaction systems, banking systems, it has made the life very, very easy for all those business concerns also. They have to, but still they have to visit the bank, because most of the payments they receive in check. So they have to go to the bank. They send their agents to the bank so that they can submit those check and get it encashed. Okay, get their accounts credited. So all these things are there. It has made the life very, very easy, but at the same time, we have to be very, very careful also while using all these systems, that is online payment system. We have to be very, very careful. So these things are there over here. Tomorrow we are going to do with this, that is IMPS. Okay, IMPS. You know what is the full form of this IMPS? Full form of this IMPS. Let us do a little bit the meaning of this. Harshit, you must be knowing because you are having the book. Harshit, are you there? Anjal Chaurasia, do you know what is the full form of IMPS?
Plus immediate, no, immediate something. payment services with M I'm not getting.
Okay, you can write it over there. It is it is immediate payment service. Okay. Immediate payment service. Okay. It shows the instant payment, real-time payment system, which is available 24/7. Okay. All-time payment system, and it is based on real-time payment system. Okay. Previously, only RTGS and NEFT was there. Okay, for the payment, instant payment system. Okay, before that we were using all these checks and account transfer, and then this bank draft, and all these methods we were using. But nowadays we are using different methods like RTGS, NEFT, and this immediate payment system. You can note it down somewhere. It was introduced on 22nd November 2010. 22nd November 2010, this system was started, okay, in consultation with all the banks. Most of the banks were in consultation, okay, and RBI, after consulting all these banks, and then they started it on 22nd November 2010. Okay, very late it was started. See, 2010 it was started. And you know, it is who is the owner? If something goes wrong, where you can go and complain. So who is the owner? You can write down over there. Owner is National Payments Corporation of India. It is verified by National Payment Corporation of India. National Payment Corporation of India. Means if any type of problem that arises, we can claim this authority, that is the National Payment Corporation of India. It is also called as NPCI. NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. Okay. Now, you can also write it over there that what is immediate payment system. Somewhere in the book or on a paper, you can write it so that you can use it. You can write it over there. IMPS is an instant payment interbank electronic funds. Instant payment. It is an instant payment interbank electronic funds. Instant payment interbank electronic funds transfer system in India. Okay. Instant payment means immediate payment. Okay. It is instant payment interbank electronic funds transfer system in India. Okay. It is under electronic fund transfer system in India. Now, under that only you can write, it offers an interbank electronic fund transfer. It offers an interbank electronic fund transfer service. Interbank electronic fund transfer service through mobile phones. Through mobile phones. It offers an interbank electronic fund transfer service through mobile phones. Okay, so you see, from when we started using these types of electronic fund transfer system through our mobile phones, since the year 2010. Okay, in the year 2010 it was started. You can see it is the instant payment system under electronic fund transfer system through interbank transactions which can be carried on through the mobile phones. Under which authority? Under the authority NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. Okay. This is about the immediate payment system. Now, to send the amount, there is one sender and there is a receiver. Okay. Sender is also called as remitter and receiver is also called as beneficiary. Okay. I hope you all must be knowing this. Sender is called as remitter and receiver is also called as beneficiary. Okay. So here there is a transaction between two people, that is the sender and the receiver. And who else? Bank. And who else? NPCI. Okay. So how many people are there involved? Means you can say how many participants are there to conduct a transaction under immediate payment system through mobile phones? How many participants are there? How many people, how many, you can say, institutions or people are participating in this? One is the sender, the other is the receiver. Okay. Then this bank plays a major role because the account will be debited or credited of that particular sender or receiver who is having an account in the bank only. Any bank he can have the account. Okay. And NPCI. All these transactions are governed under NPCI. I hope it is clear to everybody. Now something is clear in your mind that how these transactions started. Now very easily we are using all these, no? Very easily we are using. Okay. Now this was the turning point when we started using our mobile phones for making all these types of payments. Now very easily we are conducting all these things. So RBI, in consultation with all the nationalized banks, okay, they started this facility, okay, on 22nd November 2010, okay, for making this instant payment system on real basis. The payment system is made and it is very, very safe because it is governed under an authority that is called as NPCI. Okay, any person having any problem related to this can claim NPCI. Okay, can file a complaint over here. Okay. So this was about IMPS. Now the features of this IMPS we will do in the next turn. Okay, features, already the time is up. So we will do it in the next turn. That is all related to how we are making the payment under the system. All these facilities you will see in that also. Okay. So we will see. Already we have been doing all these. Okay. Here also the bank plays the major role in debiting and crediting the accounts. Okay. So much of safety of the transactions. It is ensured under NPCI, all the safety of transaction, but still RBI through this NPCI, time to time they give the reminders that what are the documents or details which the customer should not share it with anybody else. Okay, so all these things that is being time to time RBI through this NPCI, they try to give the reminders. Okay, so though these things are very easy, but still we have to be very, very careful in using all these technologies. Okay, but nowadays we are getting familiar, more and more familiar to all these types of payments, and now we have a trust also in making payments, like one time, two times when we will make the payment and safely it is transferred to somebody else's account, then the fear that is removed. Okay. Likewise, now also, you know, if we have to make the payment, I'm talking about me. Suppose if I have to make the payment to means normally up to 5,000. So I do it. There is no problem. But if I have to make the payment near about 20,000, 10,000, 50,000, so even I hesitate. Okay, the fear is there. Maybe together if I do that 50,000 and it gets stuck over there, so immediately we know we cannot do anything. Okay, so we just are worried about that where the money has gone. Though all those informations, it comes on our mobile phones that don't worry, within this time period your account will be credited with this much amount. Okay, all these messages we get, but still a type of insecurity still it is there. Okay, so normally it will take time as we enter into the transactions, daily transactions. Okay, then this type of hesitation will get rid of all these types of hesitation. Okay, so still it will take time. There are many people still hesitate. They don't even carry any transactions on through this mobile phones. Still they hesitate. A number of people are there. Okay, so these types of things are there, but we should understand, we should try to learn these methods and we should try to use, because these things have made our life very, very easy. Okay, very easily we can make all types of payments. So all this was related to bank draft. Tomorrow, little bit features we will do. And after that, I will start the 5th chapter, that is management. Okay. And now this is another unit, and this is very big unit, management. It's a very big unit. And in the first chapter of management, we will discuss about the meaning of management. Then we will discuss about the nature of management, why it is called as science and art. Then we will discuss about the features of management, importance, objectives, all these. And what are the topics which we don't have to do, I will let you know. Okay, tomorrow I'll let you know. There are certain topics that we don't have to do. It is not in the syllabus. Okay, in the previous syllabus, it was not there. According to the reduced syllabus, already most of the things are reduced. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, tomorrow, please keep on noting down your problems, whatever topics, concepts which you are not understanding, please note it down somewhere so that we can discuss it after completing this 5th chapter. Okay, keep noting it down, because after that you will forget that what problems you were facing. So please keep on noting it down. I'm not asking you all those things because still I have to cover one more chapter. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow.